The fallout continues for law firms that have bent the knee to President Donald Trump. The taco president, in several executive orders, specifically targeted law firms that had been involved in cases against him. As a result, some of these law firms have bowed down and pledged to do millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars worth of pro bono work for the Trump administration to help his policies. That capitulation, of course, which was meant to keep Trump from cracking down on them, has actually ended up hurting these law firms in other ways. For one, they cost them corporate business because there are companies that don't want to do business, so to hire on law firms to represent them that have immediately folded to the government. Now, in addition to that, these same law firms are now losing talented lawyers. For example, a litigation partner at Cadwalader, Wickersham and Taft, who also chaired the law firm's pro bono committee, she has left for to work for a smaller firm led by, get this, Roberta Kaplan. Ellen Holloman is joining Kaplan Martin, a litigation firm, said on Tuesday, touting her experience representing major financial institutions and companies, as well as her pro bono work on behalf of veterans, asylum seekers, and members of the LGBTQ community. Cadwalader, in April, pledged to provide at least $100 million in free legal work to causes Donald Trump supports, which would obviously be against veterans, asylum seekers, and LGBTQ plus people. So now, of course, this law firm is one of the 9 major firms to reach similar deals with the White House in order to avoid executive orders that would target their business. Holloman opposed Cadwalader's deal with Trump, according to a person familiar with her departure from the firm. Now, in addition to that, the firm that she chose to work for, Kaplan, happened to represent writer E. Jean Carroll in her defamation lawsuits against Donald Trump. That right there shows you that, yes, she is giving a gigantic middle finger to the Trump administration, to Trump himself. The new firm, Kaplan Martin, was formed last year with Tim Martin, Stephen Cohen, and Mitra Hormozi. The firm is representing the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in litigation to block Donald Trump's efforts to end Manhattan's congestion pricing program. Now, that's not all. Oh no. Since the end of May, 9 partners have left the firm Paul Weiss to join a new firm, Dunn Isaacson Re, co-founded by former Paul Weiss partner Karen Dunn. Litigation partners Martha Goodman and Amy Mauser were the latest to announce their moves to different firms in LinkedIn posts earlier this week. And on Friday, a group of 7 partners left Wilkie Farr and Gallagher to join Cooley, which is representing Jenner and Block in their lawsuit fighting against a Trump executive order that Trump put out against it. Overall, it looks like these lawyers, they're pissed. That's right. They're not going along with the Trump administration's attacks on lawyers, on law firms that go against him. Now, this is add this, all right, to the lawsuit recently announced by the American Bar Association. They are suing the Trump administration over these same executive orders. Okay, and so. And by the way, that lawsuit, this is the American Bar Association, right, overall, but there are also the smaller bar associations of the different states, like the D.C. Bar, for example, who just rejected Brad Bondi, brother of Pam Bondi, in his bid to lead the D.C. Bar. This guy got less than 10% of the vote in an election where you had record turnout. They had 5 times as many voters turnout in this election to reject Brad Bondi than in a typical election. I mean, that really shows you how fired up the legal community is against Trump. Okay, the lawyers are quite clearly not on the side of the Trump administration's attempts to shut down lawyers, to quell legal dissent. Now, what's great is that, look, these people are not going to be intimidated. As Albert Sellers, LLP, put in a response to Trump's attacks on the legal profession, quote, F that fascist nonsense. That right there is, it is the correct response to all of it, because it is fascist nonsense. Look, any firm that had signed on to do free work for Donald Trump because they're afraid of him, they don't want to lose security clearances or access or whatever, they deserve to go out of business. You have one job. What is your job? To fight for your clients. Seems pretty simple. If you can't do that, if you cannot fight for the people that hired you, right? You cannot fight for your clients. If you bend the knee to a fascist for whatever reason, and usually that reason, of course, is self-preservation, preservation of access, preservation of profits, well, then congratulations. You deserve none of those things. You have shown everyone that you will not represent the best interests of your client. You have shown everyone that you will represent only your best interests. And let me tell you what, you're not going to get any takers, any clients off that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time, where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you become a member on our YouTube page, you become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.